Hello and welcome to another episode of Odyssey Strength Podcast, joined by yours truly, Giannis Xopoulos, and
Jackson Mansudi.
We want to thank you for joining in for another episode. Hopefully we can give you some takeaway tips that can help improve your health and fitness journey, make the whole process a lot easier and more sustainable. If you're interested in coaching, you can reach out to either of us on our Instagrams. I'm Coach Xopoulos _OS.
Coach Jackson Mansudi _OS.
Or you can DM the Instagram page, Odyssey Strength, or find us on the website, odysseystrength.com.au. Let's get into the episode.
We on? Welcome back to another Odyssey Strength podcast with your boy Jackson and
Little dizzy in the house. Nah, Giannis.
Yeah, we just
keep it simple.
What's happening, bro? We just had a big leg session.
Big, bro. Today is arguably this week. Oh, that's gonna bother me. Thought this was a environment controlled room. We've got a fucking
Little moth.
Nah, it's mosquito.
Is it? Oh, even
It's kunupi.
I reckon I can get it. Nah, fuck it.
If bit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's chat. Anyway, I got it. It's all good. What was I saying?
We had a monster leg session.
You had a monster leg session. I just was not there.
Honestly,
for it.
bro, as I said, like I felt like I left that session. It was like, yeah, it was hard, but I didn't like when we trained that big one we had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I felt like that was harder. I think
Yeah.
today mentally was tough.
Like I said to you, it was just compounding the end of the 6 or 8 weeks, whatever it was. It's just like, I know when it's time for a different program. Are we moving our chairs? I know it's time for a different program. There we go. Hey. And now is definitely that time. Like,
Yeah.
Honestly, if I didn't train today, would not have cared one bit.
Yeah.
And when you're at that point, you're like, okay, I need something new. I should change it up a bit.
For me, it was just like, I think since having the boys here and having to lift so heavy again
Yeah,
and
I
like
didn't
really
realise.
push the boundaries a bit. It's like having to mentally switch on every session and be like, all right, like, let's go. You got to try and squeeze a rep, squeeze something out. It's fucking hard, bro.
Yeah, it definitely takes some more intention than what I first realized. Even like, truth be told, upper body, like some of the reps, like if I look back at some of the recordings from like a push session, bro, you'll catch me literally, the weight will just stop midair and I'll just be like, fuck. But I have to push this because I have to get this extra rep. But and even that in itself is like, that could be the first set. Okay, like maybe it's too heavy, but at least I know like I'm at the point where the intention is better than what it was rewind 6 to 8 weeks ago.
Yeah, definitely. It's the intention, I think, is the biggest thing that you said as well. It's like just making sure that your intention there, even though if you can't get that extra rep or like it's just hard that day, it's like as long as you're intending to give it everything in that session. And it's hard, bro. Like I can't go and just like start training my clients like that.
I understand now why people don't do it.
Yeah, it's
I
fucking
can see
hard
the-
to show up every single time like that.
Yeah, I can see how, like, if you train in the morning, especially, like, there's no way you'd catch me training like that in the morning. Consistently anyway. Like, if you said, we're going to fucking get after it at, like, 6, 7 a.m., like, we've done 8 a.m. sessions before, like, in between a client or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no way you'd catch me training like that in the morning.
I've done it at 5:30. That's rough.
Yeah, no, it's just, like, when I think about what would be required of me to be in that mind state, that
You got to be up an
Mindset?
hour before easily. You got to be up 2 hours before. Like,
an hour, bro, 2 hours.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you got to get a good meal in. You got to let it sit. You got to like mentally prepare yourself.
I've tried it with Brett, one of my mates who I'm training.
Yeah.
I just said to him, he's down like 10 kilos from April, which is mad. Like we had some, I'll put his progress pics up soon, but I found his old photos and it's just night and day, right? But also from a training perspective, like he normally trains at, 9, 10 a.m. in the morning. And then he missed a session, he came in at like 3 instead. And he was able to get in his lunch meal. And he came in, he just fucking obliterated
Yeah,
it.
it makes a big difference.
Killed it. He was like, bro, what's going on? Because he's like, the creatine. I was like, have you had an extra meal before you train? He said, yeah, I had lunch. That's the key, right? For him, it was having that extra lunch meal that was just like the little click.
Yeah.
All the pieces fell into play. And he was just killing it. And then he walked away, obviously, a bit smoked, because I said to him, like, I'm going to keep pushing a few more of your reps. I'm going to do some assisted reps and stuff like that, so you can actually see that you don't have to stop when it starts to get hard. Because that's obviously the decision that no one wants to make by themselves is, why would I keep going? It push further and further into discomfort. It's not a fucking pleasant feeling.
Yeah, I also think the biggest key thing right now for us is like we're just eating a lot of food, so we have the capacity to push those bigger sessions and bigger sets. Whereas like you're dieting, like you still want that intensity there, but you're not going to do it anywhere to the degree that you're doing it now when you have the full, like the muscle bellies are full of carbs and glycogen and water. It's where it's like when you're dieting, it's like it's so much harder in the sense of like I don't think you can maintain that sort of level of intensity across a whole training block.
I'd be very interested to see the next time, knowing what I know now when it comes to intensity. Like obviously, it's a skill and it's a work in progress. It's going to get better and sets are going to get harder, right? As more we train.
Look at this, right? Like when I did my photo shoot and when I dieted down the first time, I was only doing top set, back off sets on like everything. There was like very minimal volume across the board, and the comments that I got a lot was like I looked skinnier rather than leaner. And when I did it with Jason, the volume was much higher and
more muscle retention.
I feel like I had way more muscle retention. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, I'd be interested for the next time to see like how, and just to have more data now, obviously, to try and see what the result is of trying to approach the sessions with the same intensity. At least the intention will be there. I don't know if it'll actually happen, but trying to go into the session with the same intensity while being underfed to see what happens. Like, is it just a mental thing? Obviously, performance is going to take a hit. Like, that's natural.
Given, yeah.
But it would be interesting, I think, mentally to see how much you actually have to fucking dig to get those reps out.
It's definitely harder. But let's take a quick change of pace. I saw you went out on the weekend.
Bruh.
How was that? We're gonna get to more content later on.
I got smashed.
But I wanna hear the good stuff first.
So your coaches actually drink. Well, one of them does.
Hey, I got big goals coming up now. You know?
I had a big night on Friday. Went to Sandbox.
Yeah, I got invited to that. Oh, I didn't.
Should have gone.
I've never been. I really want to go there.
That was my first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you know how I found out about it? I was training Hugh at Fitness First, and it came up on one of the ads in the gym. I was like, Sandbox. I was like, fuck, Restricted's going.
Came up in the gym?
Yeah.
Like on the TV or on one of the billboard things?
One of the billboard things.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
They must have paid for that marketing. Because I know the guy who runs it.
Sandbox?
Yeah, Phil.
Ah, right. Yeah, well, I just saw it and I was like, fuck, that looks mad. Mad lineup. AM was playing.
Was AM playing?
Yeah, but it was at 9 p.m. I didn't go.
Oh, that's ruined.
9 p.m. It's too early. You got the weirdos in there. The people that stand at the front, I'm not about that.
Who'd you go with?
Jay's girlfriend. Chris's girlfriend. Sava and Kieran, my mate from school.
Oh, yeah, nice.
The Asian.
Yeah.
Asians love a good rave.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's not being racist, just a fact.
No, bro, when I went to when I went to Knockout, bro, they froth it. They fucking love it.
Kevin, you got a Nathan, you got a Kieran, you got a David, you got all the Anglo names. And they're all Asian as. They love a rave. Bro.
Yeah, they do. They fucking
It was mad. Honestly,
they go hard.
It was sick, but there was so many wogs. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It was just everywhere you go. It was like everyone in the St. George area and the surrounding areas got a private invitation to their house, but they had to be at home bar on Friday.
Was that at home?
It's home.
Yeah,
it was a sick venue. I rated it.
It used to be at what was the place in King's Cross?
World Bar.
No, next to that.
Oh, the club.
No. Marley.
Oh, Marley Bar.
Yeah, Marley Bar. Yeah. It used to be there.
That'd be pretty sick.
It was good there.
Honestly, I rated home bar. It's nice.
Yeah, home bar's nice.
Cheap drinks.
Is it really?
Well, I paid $55 for 4 drinks.
Fuck, that's pretty good.
Tell me where you're going to get that in Sydney anywhere else.
Yeah, that's pretty
Mind
decent.
you, they came in plastic cups, but I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean.
I was already gone by that stage.
What is it? The RSA laws? You can't have glass after a certain time.
There was no glass in the venue at all.
Yeah, no, you can't.
People were throwing drinks.
Bro, when I was working as a bartender in Pyrmont Bridge Hotel next to the casino.
That's weird that you did that.
Yeah, bro, I did it for like a good 6 to 8 months too. Good cash bar. It was good.
ATO's listening.
No, so they paid us cash, but they gave us a pay slip with the cash. So it was all by the book, but they still paid you cash in hand. I don't know. I think because they just had so much, because they had pokie machines there too. So they must have had like heaps of cash.
Hey, they're laundering that money.
Bro, dead set. There'd be times when like, I don't know, bro. I'm not going to say it was this or that. Like, I don't know. Some sketchy motherfuckers came in.
But I guess a lot of people would pay still with cash. Like, there are a lot of people that pay for drinks with cash still.
Yeah.
I see it all the time.
Well, bro, sketchy people would come in and they'd spend a good couple of hours in that that pokey room, and then like I had the gaming license as well, right? So I could
Fuck. What were you? Did you want to own your own pub or something?
no, it's just like it was a requirement to work there because like they had the pokey
'Cause
machines.
they had both.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be able to work in the main bar if I didn't have the gaming license because
you
that's
have to
where
walk through. And
you have to walk through, as well as the
you
people
serve drinks in there
would
too.
cash out there. If they wouldn't have machines, they had to cash out there. So all these people would come in, and I remember one night, bro, this one guy just kept fucking on the pokies, kept pulling out cash, pulling out. He was with all his mates too, and he's fucking huge cunt, tatted up, standard. And I'm like,
Painting the picture in your head.
yeah, bro, like $500
listeners.
and then it's like
Oofed.
$1,000, $4,000, $2,000. Like he gave me like 5 or 6 tickets, all like minimum 500 up to $3,000, $4,000. I think one of them was 5K, bro. I'm sitting there and I'm counting. He's like, here, keep the 50. I'm counting. Okay, he's like, here, keep a 50. Bro,
Well, as like a tip.
yeah, bro, because it was the same guy all night, and I was the only guy on that bar. So all night, bro, this cunt's like fucking giving me, and he's just like, bro, I walked away with like $200 cash of tips.
Jesus.
I was fucking mad when we worked there, bro. I remember there was one night we just got super smashed. It was me and like everyone that worked there, bro, was backpackers.
Of course.
And I was at uni at the time. Fuck, it's how long
Fuck,
ago it
at
was.
uni? You at uni?
Me at uni,
Wow.
bro.
Mr. Education.
Yeah. I had fucking education in
What did you
bartending.
do?
I did commerce, bro. Yeah. I know, right?
What a fall from grace.
Yeah, bro. It was not for me. All I did was get drunk the whole time. So that's where I met Lulu.
You know what? That's pretty fun.
That's where I met Lulu and Braz and all them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Now look at all of you.
Yeah, fuck.
Full circle.
But yeah, we got so me and this a couple of the people that worked there, like they all like from Canada, like Colombia, Brazilian. It was like it was when the World Cup was on too.
Yeah.
It was packed. Like I think Brazil was playing one night or some shit, and it was the only place that was 24 hours in at the time there because it was a casino next to it. So they could be open 24 hours, no lockout laws, nothing.
Mad.
Bro, we got smashed. I was like doing behind the back fucking bartender. If one guy was like, bro, there's so much shady shit that went on in there. Like every now and then there'd be a guy, every night that I worked on a weekend, he'd be like, hey, bro, give me a double. I'm like, nah, bro, I can't. But if you gave me $50 or $20 here or $10 there, I'll give him a double. And then like, bro, you walk in and like people will be racking up in the bathroom and they're like, oh, don't say anything. It's $50. Like, bro, you'd make more money catching people do shit than you would on the job. Like, it was just ridiculous.
Take the 50. Say, nah, I won't say anything. Hey, they're fucking doing crack.
Yeah, bro, 100%. And there was like punch-ons.
Hey, nah, don't be a snitch.
They had a pool table.
Oh.
So there was always punch-ons over the pool table because
Why?
illegal gambling.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like chicks, like just guys over chicks. So I grab a pool stick and fuck. Bro, I saw one night, this bartender, the secchi was just like trying to grab this guy, and the guy comes up behind him with a pool stick and just fucking whacks him. He just turns around and slams him. Bro, I saw some wild shit there.
The city's pretty wild.
Yeah,
I saw a fight. A fight almost happened outside CBD hotel.
Oh yeah,
Bro, this guy was like to the security guard, who Russian security guard, didn't speak like more than 10 words of English.
Yeah.
Just on the job, right? Just getting paid. The guy was like, you're being racist, blah, 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 blah. It's because I'm, so-and-so. Security guard's like, bro, get the fuck out.
he's like,
Yeah.
I barely speak English. What do you mean
The guy
racist?
was like, bro, I don't want any trouble. He's like, just get out. And I was like, this Russian dude's a brawler. Cauliflower ears. I was like, this guy's going to get fucked up.
Shut the gates.
He's gonna
Cauliflower ears. See you later.
He's going to get fucked
He
up.
trains with Khabib.
I was like, this is not going to end well. We were sitting there and I was like, I wasn't drinking. We were like, I could watch this. This is free UFC. Anyway, the guy's like, come outside. And we said to the security guard, bro, just leave it. Because as soon as they start, like, you don't get paid for that night. I realized you don't get paid for that night if you punch on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you start the fight, like, you don't get paid for that night.
So
That's why none of them want to fight.
well,
Like, if they get hit first,
yeah.
then it's fucking game on.
Yeah. So the ones that I worked with, because once you're there for a while, you start to get to know the security
Of course.
guards. And the company was
Halo?
no Prime,
Oh, yeah.
and they were good. Prime's good. All the guys that worked for them, they were really nice guys. But bro, they like knew where the cameras weren't and shit.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So they like learn where the cameras are, so they know what they can get away. Because the minute cops rock up and they're like, show us the cameras, and it shows that the security guard retaliates, it's like they're fucked, bro.
Yeah. That's what I like doing because they get paid.
Anyway, where I was going was that with after a certain time, you have to physically remove all glass from the bars. So there can't be any glass in the bars. Yeah, we would have to physically get trays and put them in the underground lot and just take all the plastic out.
Jeez.
Bro, it was like, I think it was 10 p.m. when it happened, or like 9:30, and the changeover was like when I'd start. But it's so annoying. You just have to everyone just passing glasses, and you're stacking it.
I didn't mind it. Like, well, it sounds bad to me, but when I was finished a drink, you just fucking throw it.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, you're in a club, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, take my glass, please.
excuse me, could someone please give me a pin?
Can you clean this glass up, please? It was good though. Like, it was a late. I got home 4:30.
Really? What time did it finish?
3.
Really?
3:30. 3. Yeah.
Do we have lockout laws anymore?
I am unsure.
I feel like no one knows anymore.
I feel like, well, this is the thing. I was at I was somewhere. Oh, I was at Smoke Bar in Barangaroo. I think maybe we talked about this.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Oh, nah, bro, you can't come back in, lockout laws." I was like, "What? Didn't they get rid of that?" So I think maybe it's discretion, or it's place, or it's just a security guard, whether or not they want to go on a power trip or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't actually know. But yeah, 3 a.m. I was like, pretty impressive for Sydney, to be honest.
Yeah, like you don't get that often anymore.
But it's not like I was going anywhere after that, bro.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah, like I said, like since I got back from Europe, I'm like, I don't want to go out in Sydney because it's like fucking boring.
Oh, it's fucking mad. It's starting to get better. Starting to get better for sure.
I'll stick to my festivals, bro. I got
Well, this was
December.
Well, that's why this was kind of like a festival.
Yeah, it was like a rave.
I
feel like events like that, it's different. It's like if you're just gonna go out on a Saturday night in the city, it's like don't expect anything big.
Well, no, like we went out. G and I went out the week before with some of her family, and we went to bars instead. Because in bars, bro, it's totally different. Like
it's completely different.
You don't get any trouble or anything. You don't have problems getting in, especially with guys and stuff. Like if you've got 3 or 4 guys, good luck getting into clubs. Like it's so much harder, unless you have 1-to-1 with female ratio, and then even then they're like, nah.
Just hold hands if you're with guys.
They still don't love it. But yeah, it was good. It was more like an event. Everyone was there having fun. It was sick. But I didn't train on Saturday.
Was there any like hard cunts and
Heaps.
Shit? Yeah.
But it wasn't. See, it was because it was like
a rave.
Because it was like a rave, or kind of felt like Europe, to be honest.
Really?
No one really gave a fuck. Like, bro, I got a drink spilt on my head. Like, one of the girls accidentally elbowed me in the head 3 times because she was dancing on like this little column thing. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I said to her, like, the 4th one, you're copping it. But
we don't condone violence against women, by the way.
In that moment, I was like, you've had your chances. I've looked at you 3 times.
God willing.
If you get your legs taken out, it's not me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, if you spill a drink on someone, they don't turn around and they're like, what the fuck? Whereas in the club, bro, it's game on. It was just like, someone needs to squish past, all good, let them go. It's exactly like festival rules.
Yeah. Festivals, the reason, the most underrated thing about hardstyle festivals, I don't care what anyone says, is, bro, there's room.
Yeah.
People spread out because everyone wants to dance and shit and like fucking muzz, hack this, that.
Yeah, this was like sardines.
Yeah. Like,
everyone was, you got a fucking elbow on the back of your head because you're going fucking.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I can get around that, bro.
When you're in there, it's mad.
Yeah, no, I know, but even
and it wasn't sweaty. Oh, bro, it was air-conned.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm so impressed. I still smelled mad at the end of the night. It was sick.
Could still smell my Paloma.
I could still smell my fake aftershave that I bought.
My what is it? What do you have?
Bleu de Chanel.
Yeah. Anyway,
all right,
let's get into it.
Sorry,
let's go.
What are we doing?
This is the part where Tam can put in a little thingy thing.
Jackson's leading it today. He's
yeah,
taking the helm.
I feel like I'm doing pretty well so far.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth operator.
All right, so I'm gonna start it off by this. Ready? Picture this. It's Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon. One too many beers with the boys.
Yeah, bro. Yes, you're getting ready. The boys are over. The girls are over. You're having prees. You're going to Coogee Pav on a Sunday. You go to get changed, and you're like, fuck, nothing fits me. I didn't get summer ready. I didn't get on the shreds. I don't look good for the club. I don't look good on the beach. I'm not happy with any of my clothes. And you just start regretting life. You're like, fuck, I fucked up. So we have a solution for you. Fuck, what an intro.
Tell them what it is. Tell them.
All right, so we're going to break down the summer shred blueprint that's being released. Is it next week?
We can make it next week.
No, it'll be this week. That's out now.
Yeah, it would already be out
on Wednesday.
It's already out, you dogs.
It's already out. The summer shred blueprint is out.
It's a mouthful, that one.
Yeah, it is.
SSB.
SSB, safety bus squat. Anyway.
Summer shreddies.
Why don't you take the reins for a second?
Oh. I wasn't ready.
Okay, don't worry.
That's okay. Yeah, load me up. What's going on? What is it?
What is the Summer Shred Blueprint?
It is a comprehensive guide to everything you need to know about doing a diet plan effectively so that it can be the last time that you start again.
Now, let us remind you, it's not a challenge. This is not, you're not crashing and dumping your calories and then being like, mad, I can go fucking get fucked up on the weekends, feel good about myself, and then come February, you're like, I'm back to where I started. And it's just, no. One of the biggest things we wanted to focus on when we put this together was sustainability. It's one of the things we talk about a lot in our training with our clients.
One of those fucking pillars of
one of the pillars,
strength.
yeah, fucking
You like that?
right across the forehead.
Fucking one of the cornerstones, brother.
Sustainability is very important. If you can't, like, a diet doesn't work if you put the weight back on.
Yeah, and, you know, most of the time when people think diet, they go, okay, I've got 8 or 12 weeks. I am going to lose as much weight as I physically can. I'm going to try and do everything in my power to try and lose as much weight so that, you know, I can impress this person or I can fit into this dress size or whatever it may be. Like, that is setting yourself up to redo the whole process over and over again, like you have every other time, for every other summer, or even for the fucking Europe summer as well. That's a big one, you know? You go from summer to summer, you do the same fucking shit over and over and over because you can't sustain it.
Yeah, because from March to about April, you binge again.
Do you know how quick it is to put weight back on after a diet?
Yeah, bro. You're actually in a very vulnerable position to be putting weight back on.
Yeah, I don't know the specific stat, but I know it's quite a large number of people that put the weight back on that they lost plus more.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So, I mean, look, like, obviously when you coach with us, it's something that we put a lot of emphasis on. Like, I have a lot of people dieting down for summer right now. And let me tell you, everything that's in this guide is everything that we do with coaching.
Yeah, I mean, I struggled to summarize a lot of it.
Yeah, I had to like literally go through and be like, oh, we're gonna get rid of this.
Yeah,
because it could be it's fucking
it could be 50 pages.
It's about 15 pages, but it could have been 30. It could have been a book.
What is it? 20 now? 25?
20? I don't know.
Hey, you'll see when you get it.
Yeah. Anyway, I think the biggest thing that you need to break down in the beginning is setting the expectations. Things like having a really good understanding of, like, where do you want to be? Not only how much weight do you want to lose, but what's the look in the mirror you're trying to achieve? What's the feeling that you want to achieve? For example, I started off by saying, you know, it's that Sunday, you're going to the beach or you're going out with the mates, and you want to have that confidence to be able to, like, put on anything and know that you're going to look good in that outfit. So I think it's setting that expectation as, okay, what is the goal? Yeah?
100%.
And making sure that you understand what you need to do to get that goal.
Yeah, we've spoken about it until the cows come home. Expectations, when it comes to training in the gym in general, expectations are going to be one of the biggest things that we need to consider, regardless of the goal. But speaking specifically about dieting, the expectations that you will have initially are going to be, you know, whatever you want them to be. But they can and they will change over the course of the diet. You have to be willing to accept that you might not reach 8 kilos of weight loss in 8 weeks. Like, the picture in your head is going to depend on your adherence, your consistency, how your body reacts to certain environments, the stress that you're under when you're during this time. Like, there's so many different variables that we need to be able to set the initial expectation, but also being open to that changing as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like, if you're not setting the expectation and putting a plan in place, then you're like, you might as well just not try.
Oh, I love this one. You don't fucking drive, try and get somewhere without having a plan to get there. You just go, I'll take a left here.
Yeah, like whatever. When I get in the car, I put Waze on.
Like, exactly how to get there.
Know where the cops are, so I know where I can floor it, drop a gear, disappear, you know, this and that. Otherwise, I get done, and you don't want to get done.
Nah, you don't want to get done.
Anyway, having a good understanding of what is expected of yourself in the grand scheme of things, setting the goal of like, okay, I'm going to give myself 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks. 12 weeks, I'd say max.
Yeah, it's a lot. If you put it into perspective, that's a long time.
It's 3 months.
That's fucking ages.
Yeah.
1/4 of the year spent dieting. Imagine how many times you'll go out during that as well. Like, hang on. Let me add a caveat to here. Like, that's time spent dieting. Obviously, you can add in maintenance breaks or whatever.
Well, this is the thing, right?
Yeah,
if you're gonna do straight dieting, and the only time you would ever add in the other things is probably when you're coaching 1-to-1 with someone. It's like
I wouldn't go adding in breaks by yourself.
Like, let's just say straight dieting and like probably decreasing some calories as you go as well because of adaptation. So it's like understanding how long you're going to be willing to do that, because the longer you do it, the harder it's going to be. You want to, with dieting, I always say this: it's not a place that we live in. It's a place that you want to get in, get the result, get the fuck out, and maintain the result.
Yep.
So understanding how long you're going to be doing it for, and then knowing, then we get to the point of like, we break down, how many calories should I be eating? And we have our macro calculator inside the app that you can just get a free trial, and it works it out for you. Or if you really want to go do your own legwork, then by all means go online and it'll give you the same fucking numbers anyway.
Same shit, except ours is better.
Yeah.
Because I did it.
And then we really break down like the nutritional side of things. It's like all good to talk about calories, but it's like, what the fuck do I eat?
Yeah, I think that's the main thing with this whole dieting and training and thing, that like what to eat is people's biggest struggle. And when you look at, diet phases like this that are really, they're concise, they're planned, they're in, they're out, right? It's not, you're not here to make major weight loss. We're not talking about transformation in terms of like lifestyle transformation. As bad as it sounds, it's close to a challenge, but it's not, because it's not about how much you lose. It's just about getting really good results for summer. You need to ditch this idea that things are going to be super easy, because dieting like this it can be hard. It can be really hard, especially when you don't want to do it. It's going to be times where you're like, why the fuck am I doing this? But if you look back to your expectations and your goal setting, you'll know why you started in the first place.
Yeah, that's why the expectation is so important as well. If I'm going to come back to it for a second, it's like knowing what is required to get the goal. It's like, that means that I have to put down certain foods a little bit. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy it here and there, but that means you might have to miss a drinking session, not drink a few times, because there's a bigger picture at hand. But again, we don't live in this world where we live in dieting world. It's a short period of time for you to get the goal, and that's, like you said, it's not a challenge.
It's not. You don't get any cash prize. You get nothing.
You just get the blueprint, and the blueprint will help you build the habits you need to get the goal, but maintain it as well. Like, because when you finish dieting, as you said, you're resistant to putting weight back on. But if you sustain the habits and the main things that you've learned through the blueprint, then you will just bounce back to a relatively normal level that's still quite lean.
Yeah, you should aim to try and, obviously you're going to restore to a healthy level of body fat. That can be relative for anyone. Let's not throw out numbers there, but understanding that, your peak summer physique, you're probably not going to be rocking that in the middle of winter.
No, nor should you.
If you want to give it a go, be my guest, but there does come trade-offs with that, like things like training performance. That's going to be the biggest one.
Yep.
That's something that will take the biggest shortfall if you do choose to extend your diet past 8 to 12 weeks, if not managed correctly.
And as you can tell, like, we're going into quite a bit of detail with this, and we can talk about this for 8. We can talk about expectation management for fucking yonkers and be 45 minutes into this podcast. But anyway, we move. The next part that we break down is like your protein, your fats, your carbs, and like the two biggest things in there is why protein is absolutely king and why food volume matters. So protein, yada yada, we know, builds muscle, this and that. But the reason it's so important in this dieting phase is you're creating an environment where you're consuming less food, which means you're more susceptible to, yes, fat loss, but also muscle loss. So we want to keep protein nice and high so that we can maintain and retain as much muscle mass as possible, so that you don't look like fucking a block of cheese or some silly string. You look fucking shredded Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, I don't know about people in general, but there's got to be nothing worse than dieting, right? Putting all this effort in and then looking just like a smaller or skinnier version of how you started. That's got to be like one of the worst things. Imagine you put all this effort in, right? And then you go, okay, I'm 5 to 7 kilos lighter, but I look just skinnier than what I was before. You're not leaner. You don't have any more muscle. You're just like, same body shape, I'm just smaller on the scales.
Bro, I see it so much, especially with PTs. in the gym, bro, anyone can make you lose weight. Anyone. It's fucking actually quite easy. You dump the food, whether it's calories or you just stop eating altogether. And yeah, you're going to lose weight. But cool story, bro. You're probably going to look like shit.
That's the thing. It's like you can do that a bit, I guess, but you will probably not enjoy how you look for summer.
No, you won't. Because the goal is to make sure we have a physique that is presentable and you're confident with. And I can guarantee you the one you're confident with has more muscle mass than anything else.
And fucking more protein.
So protein is important for that, but not only the other thing is that it will keep you satiated for longer. So what that means is between your meals, having high protein meals will mean that you're not going to get to that next meal. In between those meals, you're going to curb the ability to be like, oh, fuck, I'm so hungry, because protein keeps you fuller for a little bit longer.
Yeah, especially when if you can prioritize protein and you can pair it with, you know, some sort of healthy fat combination and, you know, some vegetables, whether it be non-starchy carbs or rice or pumpkin or pasta or whatever it is that you can fit within your macros. If you have majority of that being protein, you're gonna feel like you're fuller for 3 or 4 hours rather than, you know, I had a tuna salad for lunch and then, you know, someone brought in Bickies and I had one and then I was like, oh, fuck, they taste so good. And then I had 5. So I went home and I fucked the rest of the diet, which if you're listening to this now, you're like, fuck, that's me. I know it's you. Because everyone does it. It's like you try and eat as little as possible. I'm not going to have too much protein because, you know, I heard that protein was like good, but I don't want to have too much and this is too much food. It's like the more protein that you eat, probably chances is the more food you're going to be able to eat.
Yeah. And like this will segue well into like having higher food volumes.
Yeah.
So it's like if you have heaps of protein also is only 4 calories per serve. No, per gram, sorry. Per gram. So it's like you can eat more of it and not it cost as many calories compared to things like fats. Yeah. But then you go into things like vegetables, fruit, all that sort of stuff. They got a mad high volume. So if you're having that tuna salad, brother, double pump the tuna, pump the salad.
Hey, tuna and water only.
Tuna and water.
Oh, 1-on-1. We'll do 1-on-1.
1-on-1.
Tuna and water's rank, but it's decent macros.
Yeah. All right, let's say chicken, right? Everyone says chicken breast is cook it on a fucking barbecue.
Get a fucking cookbook. I don't know. That's my biggest gripe. Sorry, tangent. Fucking get a cookbook. I swear.
We're so angry.
Nah, like I've had this conversation a couple times. You know, it doesn't taste good. You don't have to just put salt and pepper on your chicken.
No, get some seasonings.
Put a bit of paprika, bit of lemon and herb. Squeeze a fucking lemon on that thing.
I'll give you a hack.
Just get a cookbook.
Give you a hack. Grill mates, Woolies, go to the seasoning, Chipotle. Shut the gates.
There you go.
It's done for you.
You get paid for that?
Nah.
Slip me some money?
Yeah. Cash. RSA.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or even the Old El Paso, any of those seasonings slap.
Anything. Just, like, be a little bit more experimentative.
Experimental?
Whatever.
Yeah, that one.
Mix it up a bit.
Not only that, like, if you're going to add more protein, then you're going to throw a bunch of veggies in there and then some things like, even, bro, like the potatoes that we had the other day, the charisma potatoes, those low-carb potatoes. Like, you can have fucking 300-400 grams plus.
Half a kilo of potatoes, 300 calories.
300 calories. If you're eating 2,000 calories a day, that's fuck all. Then
I would love to see someone actually try and eat half a kilo of potatoes.
I mean, I definitely.
You're part. So, like, someone will look at it and go, oh, that's way too much food. Okay, eat it.
Yeah,
eat it so you're full.
300 grams of potatoes. Let's say 150 to 175 grams of chicken, and then
right. You will not be snacking. I can guarantee it. Or break it up into smaller meals, and you can have like 4 or 5 meals a day.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like food volume and having all that protein in a day. You'll be your hunger will be fucking fine, and you'll not only not be hungry, you'll be fucking shredded too because you'll be dropping weight.
That's pretty good deal.
Anyway, we move.
Let's move.
Cardio and steps.
Oh, we're moving.
Yeah, we're
going past fats and carbs.
Oh, I don't need to break it down.
All right, you're going to sit down with the e-book.
Yeah, exactly. The biggest things they need to take away from this is that protein is king and food volume is important.
Yeah, dogs.
Anyway.
Sorry, I digress.
Cardio and steps. They're both great, but I don't want you to start doing this and then thinking you need to go for 3 to 4 runs a week in order to achieve your goal physique or be doing 15,000 steps a day. I feel like this is your wheelhouse, Jan, so I'll let you take this a little bit more.
Sorry, what did you say? I was actually just reading this. Please continue. I was reading what I wrote because it's so good.
Maybe you should download it.
Fuckers.
Anyway, I basically said I don't want people to look at this, download the ebook, and then think they need to go for 3 runs a week or, be doing 15,000 steps a day in order to achieve the goal physique.
Look, like I said in here, steps are a really low barrier to entry way to get extra movement in. I think it's often underlooked, but also it's overemphasized. Like doing 15,000 steps a day
very time consuming
is going to require a level of planning that most people just do not have, 1, the desire for, and 2, the lifestyle for.
I think I'll break it down the best way. If you're losing weight without doing any cardio, mad.
Fucking sick. That's the best position to be in.
But then if there's a point where the calories stall a bit, and you know what? You're not ready to eat less food.
Yeah, and this is in here. It's like cardio should be an assistance,
yes.
not a detriment. So,
yes.
Short ladies, I'm talking to you here. If you punch in your numbers and your macros come out to, 1,500 calories for your diet, or even lower, 1,400, and you're like, fuck, 1,400. If your weight stalls, which it might, I'm not even going to say that it won't, because it definitely might. You don't then drop down to 1,000 calories like you've done before, because that's not sustainable, right? You might have to do it for a period, but that's a different segment.
Damn for coaching.
Yeah, it's individual basis. But if it's at 1,400, you're like, fuck, my weight's not going down. I'm doing like 8,500 steps, which is what you should be doing if you want just general health, right? Yeah, go fucking walk more. You can add in a day of cardio. You can add in 1,500 to 2,000 more steps a day and see the result of that without touching your food, to try and push the barrier a little bit more. If you add in, 2 days of cardio at 200 calories each.
Bro, 30 minutes.
Done.
Bike, stepper, incline treadmill.
Yeah, you don't
go do a fucking class for all I care.
If you like running, be my guest. It's just that I probably wouldn't do that.
At the end of the day, as you said, it's an assistant. It shouldn't be something that the goal with dieting is retaining muscle mass and revealing the physique we've built in the time that we haven't been in a deficit.
Yeah, I just know, like, if you're going to, like, people, they froth running. It doesn't burn any extra more calories than any other modality of exercise. It just makes you feel good because you get hot and sweaty and you feel like you've done good work.
And we're not knocking running, but I think, as I was trying to say, is
your knees will fucking hurt. I can guarantee you, when you're dieting, your knees will hurt from running 2-3 times a week.
It's also, we want to use that energy more towards our training. We don't want the cardio to be anything that will cause you to need to recover way more than you already do, because you're already in a position of vulnerability. So you're already more susceptible to, having low recovery status, like all that sort of thing. So it's like cardio is great, but in my opinion, if you're dieting and you're getting to the back end of that dieting as well, like, and you got to add in cardio, just do it on a machine, because it's very low risk. It's very low impact, easy to recover from.
100%.
Steps is great as well, but let's say you work from home, it's like, bro, go for a walk. Two if you want. But if you busy lifestyle, at the end of your session, go do 30 minutes of cardio. I've got heaps of my clients at the moment. One of them works in the office, so he can't sort of get steps in. So I was like, bro, twice a week after your leg days, go get some cardio in. It'll flush out any of the lactic acid as well. You'll be good. And he's like dropping weight. And then he goes to me, he's like, hey, bro, I don't know if I can add in more cardio. I was like, cool. Like, can you remove some food? He's like, I'm eating like 300 grams of protein yogurt in the morning. I was like, sweet. Can you drop it down to 2?
I thought you were about to say 300 grams of protein. I was like,
no.
How big is this guy?
300 grams of protein yogurt in the morning. I was like, yeah, mad. Like, can you drop it to 2? He goes, easy, done. We drop weight again. Yeah. It's just, you're just making small adjustments as you go. So it's like, don't need to think cardio is a necessity. Bro, if you can do it without cardio, then fuck, you're winning. But if you already do certain cardio modalities, that's fine. But don't add more just for the sake of it.
Yeah, if you start throwing everything into the kitchen sink, you're not going to know what's working. And then if there does come a time when you do stop getting results, which is very common during a diet phase, let's not romanticize it. You won't know what to change because you've fucking done everything possible.
The easiest way I'll explain it is look at dieting as like a cup of water. Ooh. Yeah, I'm literally making this up as we go. It's like you decrease food, the water goes down. Yeah. You increase cardio, the water goes down, because we're like burning more, and we're increasing the output, we're decreasing the food, but the water gets. If you already dump the food to the lowest it can, up the cardio as fast as you can in the beginning, you got no water to work with.
Empty cup, brother.
Empty cup. You're gonna fry yourself. You're gonna get injured. We want, as we said, we want sustainability. We want you to get that result. But fuck, man, I don't want you to come out of this thing and be like, hey, I'm fucked.
Because you know what happens at the end of that? Fucking fill the cup up and more over. You're going to get fat again.
Yeah.
What?
You're going to get fat again.
I swear to God.
No, you're right. You're right.
Hey, I'm speaking to the people. You just go round and round and round. You never keep your result because all you do is you cut your calories and increase your fucking step target to 15,000. You 5 days a week of
Start
cardio.
small and progress, just like anything else.
Yeah, bro, you don't go from fucking 10 years off in the gym to 5-6 days a week in the gym fucking smashing heavy deadlifts.
Yeah, and you can achieve this doing 3-4 days a week.
It's your food that'll make the difference.
Anyway, well, actually, let's get to the training because we've actually got a program in there for you that we think is going to very much assist with the goals that you have. It's a 4-day program, an optional 5th day, a male day and a female day. Unless you're a chick and you want to get big arms, go for it.
I can do whatever you like.
Do whatever you want. Or you're a guy who wants to grow the glutes a little bit, Go. Basically, 4 days of training, and the things that we emphasize in this training program is going to be the volume and the intensity.
Yeah. Go back to minute 5 of this episode and you can listen to us talk about intensity again. But it's like, if you want to know how to keep muscle that you've already got, even if you're a little bit chunky, you've probably got some muscle under there.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. If you apply a mad level of intensity, and we mean it objectively, not subjectively. I don't care how you feel. If it doesn't look hard, it's probably not hard, right?
Yep.
If you apply a good level of intensity across the 8 or 12 weeks, whatever you've selected, right, you will come out looking mad because your muscles will respond well.
Yep.
If you go in there and you take the piss and you got the pink dumbbells or whatever, sorry to say it, you're probably just going to look skinny at the
Fuck
end
off
of
the
it.
pink. I mean, there's no exercise in here where you have the ability to do the pink dumbbells anyway, so it's fine. Because we set it up in a way where
It's impossible to be a pussy.
basically the program covers all the bases. There's enough volume in there for you to maintain the muscle mass that you need to make sure. No, brother, it's got exercise library in the program too. So you
Just fucking go get it.
yeah, go get it. It's beautiful. You're doing everything great.
Go get it.
And then just make sure, I'd recommend doing things like recording your weight. And look, our DMs are open. If you want to go and do these things.
Bang my line, bruv.
Yeah, Odyssey Strength, Jackson speaking. You want to go try these things out, download it, give it a crack, and then you want to have a chat about what we can do to help, then by all means, the DMs are open.
And if you don't like, we've got an Excel spreadsheet on here, but if you don't like Excel spreadsheets, well, lucky for you, we've got the training app, which has all the programs on there, which, arguably are better because they look better on the app and all that. We've got the videos and stuff.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. It's all there. Macro calculators on there anyway. So if you're going to get one, you're going to get the other. So you might as well just look at both. But continue.
The training, you got to make sure when you're in a position of dieting, reduce food, that the volume, which we've taken care of for you, is a bit high on the higher end so that we can maintain the muscle mass. Look like the Parmesan cheese, shredded cheese. And then make sure that intensity is nice and high as well.
Beauty.
I think from there, the biggest things that we can sort of move on from is just making sure that how we're tracking our progress, take photos before and after, tag us. And then also making sure, you're taking multiple body weight readings a week, not just once a week, and then being like, oh, I haven't lost anything, so I'm going to dump my cows.
And it is, honestly, it's underrated. You need to understand that if you're going from not weighing yourself, and you start doing this and you're just like, oh, I'm going to weigh myself once a week. Good luck to you and your mental health. It's going to be fucking wild, right?
Especially for, unfortunately, you females, it's like based around your cycles and whatnot, your weight fluctuates greatly. And it's like not healthy for you to just jump on once a week because you're going to be like, oh, progress is not linear. It's not going to happen linear. It's going to go in the downward fashion, but it's going to go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And you want to make sure you're making decisions based off data, not off emotion, which is usually why you go and get a coach anyway. But in this case, you get it for free. We're going to let you do the work first. And then if you like it, you come work with us. But
Mad.
From there, perfect world. You do the blueprint. You get the result. You sustain. How do we return to normal life?
No such thing. You diet forever. Stay shredded until next time.
Yeah.
Stay shredded until the Odyssey Strength photo shoot.
Just die with Ziz. That's it.
Just stay shredded until Europe.
Well, we could, essentially. It's like returning to normal life. Like, not stay shredded, but we could maintain a good level of leanness that you'd be happy with.
Yeah. The main thing is when you're at the end of your diet,
You got to know when to actually call it.
yeah, don't be doing this. Oh, just 1 or 2 more kilos. Oh, I'm gonna push it because you'll fucking burn.
Yeah.
You will. You're already. You're imagine you got a rubber band. You're stretching it, and then you go, oh, just a little bit further.
You're burning the candle on both ends.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Wrap it up. Finish.
Call me Jason.
But honestly, like this 1 or 2 more kilos and the continuous pushing, if you're not a seasoned dieter, which I'm just going to say a majority, probably people listening to this are not going to be. If you are, come work with us. You're not in a position where you can just keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
I got a question for you on this then. At what point would you say call it quits? Like what would be the signs to be like, all right, it's time to call it quits?
Training performance is probably a big one. So like if your training's in the bin, and
consistently, I'll say.
Yeah, like
because like when you're
I had a bad day off today.
Yeah, when you're deep into a diet, your training's probably not always going to feel great anyway. But I think
you're not going to want to train. I can guarantee you're not going to want to train, but you're going to do it because you got the expectation and the goal.
Just think, it's either that, be shredded, or the Sunday with the boys or the girls, and you don't want to go to Coogee Pav anymore.
Imagine being shredded and doing those.
Yeah,
that's a fucking good life. But yeah, I would say diet fatigue, so getting really irritable as well is a big one. If you're a cunt to everyone you know, maybe it's time to stop.
Yeah, I think if it's longer than like 2 or 3 weeks, to the point where it's like...
And no more weight loss is a big one as well.
Yeah, it's like if you're no longer losing weight, you've made some changes, you're getting to a point where it's probably impacting your life too much, where it's like you can't function at work properly.
I'll be real, if this is affecting your life...
Yeah. Like we're not getting on stage. Like
you just want to look a little bit better.
Yeah, you want to look better.
And... So one thing we didn't talk about is rate of loss. That's you can dive more into that, but rate of loss is a big thing where it's like if you're gonna like, oh, I'm losing 8 kilos 8 weeks. That's 1 kilo a week. Like that's fucking a lot of weight, especially if you're a smaller person. That's a lot of weight. So you need to understand that you can't just keep pushing the needle when it comes to weight loss. It's not how it works. Your body has a set amount of weight that it's willing to lose for the effort that you put in and that time. Can't keep doing cardio. You can't keep cutting cows because then you know what happens? You just keep putting it back on. You get more resistant to weight loss. There's going to be so many factors that are going to tell you when to stop. So personally, I would quit while I was ahead. If I was in a good position, maybe like if I had lost...
Put it this way, I think the biggest thing will be like, let's go back to the beginning where I was like, picture this. If you're getting to that point where you're now looking very confident when you're on the beach, when you're going out, I think that's a good time to call it quits.
Yeah, and if from there you say, okay, I'm going to stop, I'm just going to stay here for like 2 weeks, your weight might spike back up, but you're probably not going to put that fat tissue back on as quickly as you have before because you're not going to be eating like a cunt.
Yeah. And like, look, like obviously we are genuinely there to help if you want help getting back into a normal life. But like my advice would be just slowly at week by week, start increasing the food again.
Yeah, don't go back to not doing steps.
Yeah.
Because if
don't fuck off all the cardio. Don't have to train anymore. It's like, again, we want sustainability. Like the habits that got you there are going to keep you there.
Yeah, you have to pull back slowly.
The only difference is going to be is eventually it will drop off, but it's like the food's not going to go from the 1,500 calories or the 2,000 calories back to 4,000.
Oh.
It's like, no.
Even back to like 2,000.
Yeah.
Like slow and steady wins the race here, week by week. Make sure you're taking your scale measurements as well. Track yourself. So measure your body. See what's happening. Measure how you're feeling in the gym. Measure your sleep per night, whatever you want to do. Like, how are you with people in social settings? Do you think about food? Are you thinking about food every single hour of the day? If you start to get to that point, I'd say you're getting to the point where it's probably time to call it quits.
Yeah. And then from there, just week by week, slowly increase the food, keep the steps high for 2-3 weeks, then slowly decrease it. Maybe reduce a cardio session in 4 weeks' time. Before you know it, all right, we're good. Just go back to training 4 or 5 times a week, or like 3-4 times a week, whatever you're doing, and just go and enjoy yourself and make smart decisions. Maybe you don't have to track anymore. Just be like, all right, I'm going to get my protein in. I'm going to have a few drinks on the weekend.
Yeah, don't go back to fucking eating pizzas, whole pizzas and burgers and shit.
You've come this far. Why ruin it?
And you've done that before many times. If you do it again, just going to be in the same cycle.
When there's a photo in the blueprint as well. Perfect example. It's a photo of me during the diet in the photo shoot, looking shredded as fuck.
Look the same.
Then post diet, I did the diet. I did the photo shoot in November.
Looks sick.
The post diet, that's in January.
That's mad.
That's like almost 12 weeks post shoot.
It's fucking sick.
And I was going out. I remember in January, every weekend for 6 weeks, I had an event.
Lift.
And I was drinking. I was enjoying my food. But you know what? I wasn't a fucking idiot. I wasn't like, yeah, I'm going to fucking go and eat Maccas every day. It's like, no, I still kept up with my training. I still did a little bit of cardio. The training intensity increased because I felt stronger.
Yeah.
The food cravings went away because I was like nourishing my body with still the good food. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm like back to a normality. It's like now we just maintain.
100%.
So in other words,
Last slide.
what's the last one?
Some reminder questions for this whole process.
Yes. Some things that you need to consider before you even go ahead with this is, can I stay consistent with the training schedule even when you might not feel like you want to do it?
They're non-negotiables.
It's non-negotiables. It's what's required for the goal, and you got to ask yourself those questions before you do it. Can you support these nutrition habits in balance with lifestyle? Which means that, can you maybe sacrifice a drink here or there, but can you still, have dinner with the fam, or can you?
Yeah, like I know a lot of people who will go out for lunch with their coworkers. I'm going to go ahead and say that's probably not going to be something you're able to do unless you guys are going to like a place where you can see the macros on everything that you're going to fucking eat.
Which doesn't exist.
Yeah, like even then, 30 to 40% wrong every time you're getting it. Like myself personally, and probably you as well, I wouldn't entertain the idea of that being a variable within my diet, only because it leaves too much to chance. Now, I'm not saying you have to fucking do that forever. Obviously, use your brain, use common sense.
Get out.
Yeah,
it's 8 to 12 weeks, and 12 at most. It's like, fuck, man. Like, if you can get it in 6, do it in 6.
I know majority of people listening would probably prefer to skip out on a coworker lunch for 6 weeks and achieve the diet that they've wanted for like the last 6 summers over not having it.
Yeah.
100%.
It's like, what are you really sacrificing? Because
talking shit.
Yeah, 8 weeks. I know you can still go if you're like got the FOMO. It's like go,
Yeah.
but it's like
Take your protein shake and shake it.
yeah. Not only that, man. Like fuck those lunches are not going anywhere, man.
They'll be there when you get back.
Yeah.
They'll be there when you're shredded.
Yeah, exactly. And then understanding that. Do I understand that repeated dieting long term can be detrimental? Understanding that you can't do this forever, which is why you're willing to make those sacrifices in the short term to reap the long term goals, so that next time you are sitting there at that co-worker lunch, it's like, I look good, I'm confident, and you're wearing a fucking better outfit than you were last time at that co-worker lunch.
Yeah, you got to be mindful. General rule of thumb, if you're not working with a one-to-one coach, I would probably, for the time that you diet, if you're going to diet for 8 weeks, I would say at maintenance for the next 8 to 16 weeks after that. So like either 1-to-1 in terms of weeks, so total length of diet to then maintenance, or 1 to 1.5. You could even do 12 weeks of a maintenance period before you even entertain the idea of doing another diet.
Yes.
If you're working with a coach, doesn't have to be us, anyone, like you can probably entertain the idea a little bit sooner because you've got more feedback and whatever.
Yeah.
But general rule of thumb, 8 weeks of a diet, probably 12 weeks of a maintenance after that. Get back to normal, let your body chill a little bit, and then you can look at going again.
Yeah. And I think the last thing, as we've mentioned so far, which is very important, is do you have an extra strategy for the diet, and am I going to keep these great results I got? The answer is obviously yes, as long as you follow. And this is the thing that I want to get across this audience here. Everything that's in this is literally the steps we take with our clients. No question about it. From training to
I'd follow
nutrition.
this.
Yeah, I mean, we could follow it.
I mean, I fucking wrote it.
Yeah. From training to nutrition to expectations to planning to exit strategy, everything in here is what we do with our clients.
Yep.
I think that's fucking it.
I like it. The next page after that is me looking shredded. Don't forget to download our training app and get yourself 30 days free, where you'll find the macro calculator that you'll need to get yourself these mad results and the fucking training program.
So if you want to find this will be available. It's available now, and it will be in my link in the bio, your link in the bio, And the Odyssey Strength link in the bio.
All the links in the bios.
It should be on the website as well. So if you want to go to odysseystrength.com.au, or we'll put the links in our stories, and you'll be able to access it through our stories as well through all the links.
You better keep your eyes peeled and shredded because you're going to be peeled.
Oh, the content coming out for this as well, it's fucking next level.
It's probably the funniest we've done in a while.
Yeah, it's good.
And the fucking camera quality's banging.
Oh, these lenses.
Yeah, it's going to be different this summer.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. If you want to reach us, you know where to find us, and we'll see you guys next week on another Odyssey Strength podcast.
Later, Bolt.